Guys, so it's been raining here for what feels like months now without a break. Last night we had a really heavy downpour, and it started me thinking about something that I'm not sure if I should be worried about it or not. So I thought I'd just talk about it and you can tell me if you think I should be worried. Alright, so let me show you. So my house is already down this dip, so you can see that you have to go up towards the main road. So when it rains, the rain comes down and it hits this drain and it goes around the side of the house. And as you can see over here, there's drainage holes in the walls. So when it rains heavily, the water just comes out of the holes, and I think that helps to keep the embankment fairly stable. Okay, so welcome to the back of my house. This is a guest apartment that I made a few years ago. It used to be a guard hut, so inside here was the main room for my guard to stay. Then you go round the back and there was a latrine which I knocked through to make a bathroom for the apartment. And then this used to be a little storage room, which is now a mini kitchen. So I'm going to quickly show you around. Forgive the state of it, it's not in the best condition because it hasn't been used in a while. But I popped out to have a look around the other day, and that's when my concerns began. So let me just explain. At the back here, forgive all of the deceased avocados. At the back here, you can see that there's a really steep drop. So this wall here is just going straight down vertically, basically. And there's a really deep drainage channel here. It gets cleaned out every couple of weeks by my gardener, but it's a bit of a mess at the moment. But there's a drainage channel for water down there. That looks like a drainage pipe as well, but if the water ever got that high, I think we'd be in serious trouble. Mostly it just drains away. And also water comes along here and drains down a little hole in the wall just there. But about 2 weeks ago, I woke up to a slight earthquake, and we do have earthquakes here every now and again, and it was a little bit of a wobble. It wasn't too bad. But it's also been absolutely tipping it down. The rain has been torrential for a long time, and there's been a lot of landslides. So you've seen a lot of pictures of roads collapsing down near Huey and other areas. Oh, you can even hear thunder at the moment. I don't know if you heard that, but it's thundering. It's about to rain again. And what I noticed when I came out here was that I think that this building is structurally very unstable. So let me show you. The first thing I noticed is there's always been a crack in the pavement here, but it's rising up. It's getting a lot higher than it was before. That then led me to notice that the edging of the house appears to be coming away. Now, you can't see it very clearly unless I put my finger, but there's about a finger's gap's worth between the edging of the house, which is very wobbly, and the actual house itself, and that continues around the corner where it's even more pronounced. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a really thick crack appearing. In fact, I can probably get my hand down there at the moment. So that's coming away. When I look inside the kitchen, there doesn't appear to be too much of a difference or too much going on in here. Everything looks pretty normal, pretty stable, except perhaps there's a little bit of a gap that is appearing at the top of the kitchen, but otherwise the kitchen looks fairly normal. Nothing in there that gives me a lot of alarm. And this is the main room. There's a little mezzanine bed and sofa, and there's nothing really in here that bothers me either. It looks fairly normal. But then I went into the bathroom, and I do occasionally use this bathroom if we've got guests. So it all looked okay to begin with. And then I noticed that there's a very thick crack clearing here in the wall, just going all the way up. And I don't think that was there before the earth wobble that we had the other day. And I noticed, whilst I was using the loo, I noticed that one of the tiles has cracked. And that was really, really odd to me. It almost looks like somebody's kicked the wall, but nobody else has been in here. So I wasn't sure what had caused that, because you'd need quite a bit of pressure to crack the tiles. And that's when I started to realise that you probably can't see this very easily, but the whole of this wall is bulging out like that. And when you look at the other side, the line here is curving like that. So it looks like the whole thing is sort of sliding that way slightly. And it must be doing it at a certain rate in order to have cracked the tiles. So essentially, the question I've got about whether I should be worried or not is, given the fact that we're perched on a sheer drop, and given the fact that the front of my house goes up, and so we're kind of like in a little nook like that. I mean, with all of the rain, I just worry slightly that one day I'm going to wake up down there. And I don't know if that's my overactive imagination lying there listening to the rain at night, or, you know, whether or not that's something I should actually be concerned about. Because the other very minor part of this is that used to be just grass. But recently my landlord built this little apartment on it, which is fine, but again, like, my overactive imagination just keeps thinking that if that ever collapsed, that's pretty much where I'm sleeping. And you're just looking at it thinking, And I don't think that it is an issue. I think that those drainage holes along there probably are fine. You have them all the way along here as well. And I assume that they're down the sheer drop at the back of the house as well, so it's draining away the excess water. But it just bothers me. So I was watching Veritasium recently, and he was explaining how landslides happen, and that mostly people just think that water makes the earth slippy. But he was explaining how it makes it slippy by getting in and basically increasing the gap between particles of earth. So it's got nothing to rub against, there's no friction, and then everything just basically collapses. And, you know, landslides happen a lot here. You see it happen a lot every year. People lose their lives. And I don't know if it's just that the rain's been particularly bad this year that I'm overthinking it. Or whether or not I am actually living in a slightly dangerous situation. You can also see up here with the driveway, dents are appearing in the driveway. But I don't know if that's just sort of normal wear and tear and possibly poor concrete, or if it's a sign of erosion. So yeah, I mean, I'm completely not an engineer. I don't know anything about what should or shouldn't be happening with structures, or how to tell if something is just normal wear and tear, or, you know, what you should look out for. So yeah, if you've got more experience than I have, if you could let me know what you think, and you know, what you should look out for, what the danger signs are, that would be very helpful. All right, I'm going to go and have a cup of tea.